Hi. I'm Paige. This is my first time doing this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm like super duper nervous about it. So the reason I'm doing it though is because a lot of people want to see the design process, and I do virtual design. I design projects all over the country, and I thought like, what better way for people to see than for me to just like show it and design live. So you can stay for as long as you want or as short as you want. This is not going to be a quick live. Like I'm going to be on here a while. I've got something in my teeth. Isn't that embarrassing for me? There it goes. Okay. This is if we get to know each other better, this is par for the course for me, so don't be surprised. Anyway, I am designing today a refresh property in Sedona. So this is an Airbnb and it is 4 bedrooms. We're turning it into 5 bedrooms, I think. Is that right? We'll find out. And I've already started it a little bit, but basically what I'll do is I'm just going to like walk you through the house, what I've done so far, and then the rest of the sourcing and design boards we are going to do together. So if you want, let me know in the chat what questions you have. I'm going to do my best. Like I said, first time we're here, so please be patient with me. Let me know what questions you have. Say hi. Let me know your favorite design style, what style you love, or what style you want to see more of. Anything. I'm here. I'm real. This is me. I don't know, guys. This is so weird for me right now, but I think we'll get used to it together. So let's do it. Okay, so you will quickly come to learn that I use Canva for everything, really. And I use so much Canva. Basically, what I did to start us off here is sorry, I'm trying to like figure this out so that I can somehow see if there are any comments. Luckily, like nobody's watching this, I feel like. So should be all right, but I'll get better at it. I want to be able to use my whole screen here and also see if there are comments. It's okay. We're going to figure this out together. I think I've got this now. Here we go. Alrighty. So if I missed your comments in the chat, like, I don't know. I'll respond later. This is wild. Okay, here's the property. This is what we are upgrading. We are refreshing. So obviously, like, let's take a look at this. Sick location, right? I mean, does it get better than this? I'm not sure. The other property we did for this client was like at the actual base of Thunder Mountain. So yes, it does get a little better, but this is amazing. Look at the views, look at the windows. It's incredible. And they have like a really good foundation in here, but they contacted me to improve it. And that's what we do in our refresh package. So our refresh package is basically like we don't do any of the space planning. We don't really do new furniture layouts. So you're going to have to learn about that another time. Sorry. But what we do is we just look at everything that's already there. We look at what location it's in, who the target guest is. We'll look at, you know, current or existing reviews, if there are any, and just look at like how we can upgrade the property and make it more visually impactful so that whoever is scrolling on Airbnb or wherever they're looking to book, they're going to see this property and they're going to be like, damn, like that's the one I want. So that's how we do it. And it's a pretty fun process. Honestly, I think that like virtual design is really the most fun way to do things because there's a lot of creativity and I don't have to deal with a lot of the the hard part, like the logistics and the ordering and everything like that. But this is a really awesome property. For this one, we actually have there's a 3D walkthrough. There's a virtual tour on the website, which is sweet. And it makes things much, much easier, as you will come to find out about me. For our full design packages, we actually require a Matterport, and that's because we can measure with it. So you click this little dude, this little ruler down here, and then you push the plus and you can measure anything in the space. You can look up, you can look down, all around. You can see where the switches are. You can see like the counter heights, the table sizes, any existing furniture, like you can see all of it. So that's really great. You can also get really good like screenshots of certain spaces, which you'll see why we do that here shortly. Okay, checking back in now on. Okay. So the first thing that I usually like to do is kind of just pull a few concepts. So what I want to do in this refresh, we're going to use as much of their existing furniture and all the existing stuff as we possibly can and just kind of add to it and improve it. There are a few things we're going to change out, but what I really love about this is it's kind of a contemporary look. So it's big, it's airy. There are a lot of lines and white space. It is contemporary, and what it does is it highlights the natural view. But what we want to do is bring that location inside. We want to bring it inside so that it's like one big experience rather than just being two very different places, outside and inside. So bringing the outdoors in is a huge part of what we do. And then also being an Airbnb, like, and also my design style is just like adding a little bit of fun, and some unexpected touches and getting things that are eye-catching and that make people say like, whoa, like this is interesting, I want to see more. Or when they do see more, then they're like, yeah, like why, literally, why would we go anywhere else? This place is sweet. So that's what we do in all of our projects, and it's especially important in our refresh projects because a lot of times the refresh projects are properties that are underperforming or they could be doing better for their market. So what we have to do is we have to take those properties and we have to make them do better. So making them stand out is critical. The other thing we like to think about is amenities and how we can work in more amenities for the guests that are coming. So Sedona is huge in terms of like wellness and health, yoga, like retreats, kind of like more spiritual mindset side of things. So we're also going to try to bring some of that in with our amenities. And I haven't done any of the amenities stuff yet, so we'll get to do that together. But I'm going to walk you through. Oh, the thing that was in my teeth is now just floating around my mouth. That's so gross. Sorry you had to witness that. And what I'm going to do is I'll just walk you through kind of what I have so far. And where I start is a lot of times I'll like start with the art. So I love using Storyline prints. That's our art company, actually. And I love using Storyline because we can just use, like, I know that Storyline is going to have like every single size. I can filter by location. I can filter by orientation. So I can, if I want it to be vertical, like I can just look for vertical pieces, and then by location or by design style, I can like mix and match my filters. We have a really, really good search function, and we have over 600 art pieces, and we're adding more all the time. So that's why I use Storyline. Also, we can get like canvas, or basically like we can do paper prints, we can do framed or unframed. And so it makes it really easy to find everything I need instead of like searching the entire internet. So what I do is I start with the art and I go through Storyline and I start pulling all of the art pieces that I think could work for the property. And then you'll see like how it kind of pulls together. Like you're going to see a lot of similarities, but also some differences. So there are unique pieces. There are different subjects or different media, different types of medium. That's the word I'm looking for. Different mediums. And we have like photography, we have paintings, we have graphic art, we have typography. And having those mixes of things is what really, really sets it apart, and having those unique art pieces. So I like to kind of grab those first so that I have like this kind of palette in my mind, and you can see like how they work together, but also kind of complement each other. They're going to fit well in different spaces. So I like to start with all that in my mind, and then that's when I'll then move on to the design. So if you've ever heard of Start with the Art, let me know in the chat. Or if you do it a different way, if you're a designer and you're here, let me know as well. I'm always interested in how other people do things. So far I have done the entry, and I think I finished the kitchen, the dining, the living room, and then I started on one bedroom. So I'll just, oh gosh, who's that in there? Yeah, I'll just walk you through. So in the entry over here, we have, oh my golly. So you can walk like around the whole house through the Matterport like this. The other thing you can do is go to the floor plan, and then you can like zoom in and out. This is also how we do our floor plans when we do 3D models, but that's for another project. And then when you find the place you want to like go in 3D, then you double click on it. And it'll take you in there. Okay, so first things first, I feel like this is wasted space, especially for the fact that you may have heard me mention that we're going to be adding another bedroom. So that means we want as much seating as we can possibly get. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this table. There's no reason for it. It's not helping anybody. It's not doing anything for anyone. It's white. It's boring. So we're taking that out. And what we're going to do is we're going to put seating in here. We're going to put like a nice little like moment when you come in. Then I feel like this mirror, I love this. It's undersized for where it is though. So we're going to put that aside and try to use it somewhere else. What we're missing in here is anywhere to put your stuff. Sedona, again, also very outdoorsy place. So people come, they want to be outdoors. They want to be doing stuff outside. So they're going to have gear. So we're going to add like some hooks here, and we'll walk through all this in a sec. And then instead of this art, or instead of this mirror, what I want to do is put in just a cool statement piece. Like as you come in, it's intriguing, it's unique, it's different. And so here's what we have so far. We have this piece that was actually taken in the Blue City in Morocco, but it kind of fits the vibes pretty well here. And then adding in some pattern. And again, that pattern kind of pulls a little bit from the shapes in the picture. It's also got blue, picture's got blue, and hooks. So this part, easy peasy. Here's our seating area. You're going to, you'll know more about like what I am doing here when I explain it to you in a sec. We'll look at the 3D, but we're going to put the chairs in the corner, and then another rug in the same size as what we put in the entry. I'm going to bring this forward. That bothered me. And then we're going to put another piece of art over the chairs in this area. So let's just walk over here and look. So let's just pretend this is not here, and we're going to have one chair here and one chair here, and then we're going to have the table in the middle. And then as far as the wallpaper, my thought is that we don't want anything really bold. Again, like we don't want to take away from what's outside, but we do want to add to it and make it interesting and intriguing. So what we're going to do, we're going to add, I'm going to suggest that we add wallpaper. We're going to add wallpaper on this whole wall, not here, but we're going to add it here, coming up the stairs, and then wrapping around the corner to this whole wall. So it's going to guide you in to the main living area. And here's the wallpaper that I'm looking at. It's just a very like neutral, but still brings that kind of Western vintage vibe in. And I think it's going to look really good in here, especially with, here's like a bigger picture of it. I love Spoonflower. Love Spoonflower. It's one of my favorite art places in the whole wide world. So if you ever need art, go and get some. And I think we're gonna do, it's always a toss-up whether to suggest like peel and stick or standard non-pasted. It depends who's installing it, first of all, but then also it depends like what the ultimate goal is, because the non-pasted it stays forever. It stays forever. It's also a little bit better on walls if there's a little bit more texture. It's generally more expensive than peel and stick, but peel and stick, if you get a good quality one, can be great because you can put it up, and then if you don't want it in a couple years, you can easily take it down. But you do have to be more careful about how you install it. And a lot of like professional installers won't install peel and stick. So we're going to leave that up to the clients. Since this is a refresh package, we don't spec all of that stuff. We just tell them what to buy and where to put it. And then it's kind of up to them to do the rest. I think we actually need a different lamp there because I think we use this lamp somewhere else. Okay, moving on. So in the dining room, I think that this just, again, it's a little bit like, feels a little cluttered. It feels a little underwhelming. These chairs are just not, they're not doing anything for us, right? And again, so this table, it says this table is, I think 9 feet, which should be like a really good sized table, but these chairs just feel really big here for some reason. Yeah, it's like a 9-foot table. So for some reason though, these chairs just feel like super cluttery. So what we're going to do, I think, is we want to bring in a little bit more pattern, and then again, a little bit more of like a natural texture. And I think that adding these rounded chairs at the end of the table is going to go away. Is going to kind of soften this so it doesn't feel so full when you walk towards it. And then adding the more open chairs. These are the ones I'm leaning towards, but I think it's just going to be about timing because these are available a lot more quickly. And then these aren't available until like September. So we'll just see where the clients end up. That's not the correct estimated room total. This is all just filled in from a previous project. But so you can see like just like a little bit of demonstration about this wrapping the corner. And it's all going to go in the notes when we present it to the client. But I think that this is just going to make this feel so much more open. Right now, it's all just dropped on the design board. So, it's just to give the idea of where everything's going to go. It's not actually for like the visualization or the layout. It's just the concept. And I wanted to cover up the old chairs, but these chairs are actually a little bit smaller. So they're going to fit better here, and they won't feel like they take up like so much of that table, and they won't feel so dark and heavy. And that's really all we're doing right here. I think we could do an updated centerpiece. I will also suggest that the clients do not stage this table so thoroughly when when they get the new photos. But that's our dining room. We're not going to add a rug. We're not going to go crazy. I do think like another centerpiece, a different centerpiece, maybe something a little more linear might be nice, but we want to keep, don't forget, like our views. And this is when you walk in and you come around this corner, like this is your first impression of the view. And we call this the sense of arrival. So it's like, what do you see when you walk in? What is the impression that you get? And we want people to be like, holy crap, like, yep, this is the right spot. So we don't want to put anything too big or too crazy here. And I think that's why having the natural texture for the most of the chairs is a good idea. And then we're just going to add a little bit of pattern at each end to bring in that little bit of like whimsy and interest. We also have like this color up here. So we're going to bring it down. Let's see, we'll zoom on this because you can see that the colors here are really going to pull from the palette of what we're using in the rest of the space. For the living room, I kind of looked at whether we could improve this layout at all and get any additional seating in here. But with the placement of everything and the fact that we are not going to be replacing any of the large furniture, so we're not going to get new sofas. It's just not in the plan here. It's just not, I did not find anything else that worked the way that this worked. The other thing that kind of bothered me about this room is this built-in thing under the TV, because it just makes the whole wall feel super flat and almost like unfinished with the size of the TV. It just feels like not right. It feels undesigned. So trying to think through that, I was like, can we put a really shallow console piece here? But really we don't have the space because this has to be a passage point. And right now, let's see if it measures. Yeah, we have 3 feet. We have 3 feet from the edge of the sofa to the wall. And we can't have less than that if it's going to be a passage point. And if anything, like whatever we put here has to be wider than this, so it would cover it up. And it's not in the cards. It's just not in the cards. Okay. So what I did, and let me know what you think about this, is you can't see it here, but you may remember from before, I'm suggesting that we wallpaper this whole wall, and then it can like go right up and behind the TV. I think we should drop the TV so that it kind of sits just above this cabinet. And then this can like go right up and around and kind of create like a very completed look for this area. And I think that short of adding more furniture or adding a bunch of art, which I don't know if I really want to do here, again, just because I don't want to make it too busy, I think this is going to be a great way to go. That's going to feel designed, but not overwhelming. Let me know what you think about that. So here are the living room updates. We're keeping the layout as is, but we do want to bring in, again, just a little more spice, a little more pizzazz. And we are going to add some pillows. I am beside myself with like indecision about the rug. Help me, please. You can see the floors here. They look lighter, I think, in like the photos than they look in the actual like Matterport real life. So they are more kind of like yellow. And I can't decide. I'm leaning towards this one or this blue one. But if I can't figure it out, I'm going to give the clients both of the options and then I'll make them pick. I like the blue because it brings a little bit of like darkness and contrast to the floor, which I think actually could be pretty, but we already have like the darker table here. So I'm like, is it going to be too much? I think it'll be fine. But it also it's not the same blue, but it does bring a little bit of blue out from here. And it helps us tie in some other blue into the space as well. But I also like this one. I think this is a more like natural, neutral look. Oh my gosh, I can't decide. Tell me what you think. I need you. Then for our pillows, Western vibes. I think I would like to add one more thing if I can find some sort of like kind of like novelty or just kind of funky graphic pillow. I found one that was a rattlesnake on CB2 and I really loved it. It was so good, but it was like $300 for the pillow. And we don't have like no budget for this project, but $300 for a pillow in a short-term rental is just dumb. I don't care who you are. The other thing that I added is this like big old spider plant thing. Because you may notice the TV is not centered. This whole grouping is not centered on the wall. So without it, it just like feels off center. It feels asymmetrical, like, but not in an intentional way. So we're going to add this here. I like it because it adds a lot of height and you can kind of like arrange it to like swoop over to like arc over to where you want it. And then it's also going to kind of help fill this little hole over here. Let's pop back to the floor plan. So we're going to keep this table where it is, but we're going to kind of put this plant right here. So it's going to have like kind of pop to the corner. And then it's going to come over this way a little, but also not obstruct the walkway because its pot is going to sit right here. So it's going to work out beautifully. I think it's 7 feet tall. So it's a really nice size to help like transition those high ceilings without bringing it down or feeling short. This spot over here, this table, how it is right now, oh my gosh, is, again, it's not bad, but what I really would like to do here, I want to use this art in a different spot. I like the table, but I think I want to bring, again, just some more height in here. We have these really tall, like floor to ceiling windows, and I feel like what we have right now is not doing us any justice here. So I'm going to bring in something bigger. So what I found is this big old mirror. Where are we? Okay, so is this big old mirror, and it's 72 inches high by 47 inches wide. So on top of this piece, it's going to be pretty sweet. I'm not centering this, but you can just see like an idea of the size of it and how much height it's going to bring into the space here. And then these lamps, I think, are like 30 inches high. So go away. So then they're going to come up to like here and just bring a lot more like height to the space without, again, without overwhelming. What I really love about bringing a big mirror in, especially when you have windows and views, is that it's just going to reflect the view and reflect the light back at you, and just add so much depth and make the space feel even that much bigger and more impressive. So a mirror is a great add here. And then we have our fun little lamps. They're not that little. They're like 30 inches high. But I love the shade on these. And then I love the mix of natural stone and like natural rattan, like the hard. And it's just, I love it. This is going to be great here. Okay, that's the living room. We're going to leave the fan because it's Sedona and I think we probably need that. Moving into, oh, the other thing I didn't mention in the entry is that I'm suggesting adding this chandelier. So right now we've got a like chrome kind of one, but I don't know. I'm not loving the chrome for here. Like it's just, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what our clients want to do. This is up to them. The refresh package, like we don't really have much control, to be totally honest, in any of our packages. It's really up to the execution of our clients. But the refresh package particularly, like we do the design and then we just hand it over to them and they do what they wish. And our wish is that they do everything, but that's up to them. So anyway, suggesting the new chandelier right here. And I think that's going to be a nice add. It's got that alabaster, which then also we have that alabaster, if you noticed, on the living room lamps. And then I also put the coordinating linear chandelier in here if they want to replace it. So again, we don't want to drop this too low because we have this 6-6 view and we just want it to be, we want it to add to it and not take away. But I really love how this ties like some of these together. And it also is like a natural texture, but it still feels modern and it still feels interesting. That's what we're always wanting to do. Let's see. The other thing I added in here, and I'm debating whether to add anything else. I think if we change out the fixtures from chrome, then I would like to probably change the faucets as well. So I'd probably find an option for those. Then swapped the counter stools, which I think these are just a little boring. Unfortunately, I think we only have like, what do we have? 7.5 feet here. And to have 4 counter stools, we'd really need 8 feet to have 4 people in there comfortably. So that's kind of a bummer. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave it with 3. And then we are going to just make them a little bit bigger and more interesting and just fit the design better and also kind of contrast nicely against the backdrop of this gray. So it's going to have that like warm, cool transition that we're bringing in everywhere else. Sorry if you can hear the background noise. I'm in Alaska. There is a helicopter flying over. They're constantly helicopters, and they're constantly, oh my gosh, it's so loud. I'm so sorry. Just wait for this to pass. Game on. Okay. I forgot what I was saying though. So, well, let's find a faucet. Let's go do that before I forget. Let's try, we want something, so you can see that we have, I just pushed escape to get out of the measurements in case you ever get stuck there. We have an Instahot, or maybe it's a filtered water tap, and then we also have the main faucet. So we're going to need something that has matchy because you don't want to have them be different from each other. So we'll go with maybe let's go to, where are we going to go? Let's go to build. We're going to start with something that's a water dispenser. So because then we're going to be able to like work backwards. We're going to reverse engineer that. And I'm not sure, maybe we should go with, I think let's go with gold. That's expensive. Delta, come on. This one's not as bad. All right, let's try Amazon. Let's see how we do. Water dispenser faucet. That one's only $32. Okay, I don't think we need to go like that cheap, but let's see. I kind of like the champagne gold better. What do you like, the brush gold or the champagne gold? I feel like the picture of brush gold like looks really pretty, but in real life, brush gold can be kind of like garish sometimes. So I'm gonna hold on to this real quick. So what I did is I just copied it. I copied the image and then I pasted it, and now I'm gonna remove the background. Okay, we're gonna grab the link. Hopefully there's nothing like nothing incriminating on here on my Amazon that you can see. I probably shouldn't do this on live. I don't know. I don't know the rules yet, you guys. But what I want is a matching faucet. Ooh. Water filter faucet. Okay, Kraus. That means they might have. Oh, good. Look at this. See, here we go. We're doing great. We are doing great. This is what we want. Great price. Copy you. You go away. Background remover. Now I'm going to get my link because God forbid we lose this. I mean, luckily we could go back to our browsing history on Amazon. Don't forget you can do that. But do we want this one? Anyway, but it's so much easier if you add the link. So what I do is I copy and paste the image, I remove the background, and then I copy the link, and then I paste it onto the image. So you can just highlight the image in Canva and you push Command V, and here is your link. Now when you click on this image, you can now click on the link, and this is what our client gets too. So it's pretty handy. Is this the champagne bronze in the, I like this one, but what about, what is this? Ooh, that's kind of nice. What's the difference? What does 2-in-1 mean? Does it also have the water filtration? Sorry if there's background noise. Champagne bronze. No, no, no. That's not what I want. I want the pull down faucet. Maybe that is. Yeah. All right. I think we'll go with this one. It's just a little more elevated, I guess. Do they work together? They work together really nicely. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Yep. No way. Maybe I should turn on do not disturb. That would probably be nice for you to not have to listen to my notifications. Okay, here we go. So do we have our link? Yeah, we do. All right, so I'm just gonna leave these here. Is this the same color? Yeah, okay, champagne bronze. We're good, we're good. Prices are great. Gonna drop those there. We'll put that stuff in the notes. And I debated whether to replace some of the hardware, but just again to like draw some more interest. But it's actually nice if you get up close, like the hardware is actually pretty. So, whoa, that looks red. I don't think it's red. I think it's like antique bronze. See? Why does it look red? I think it's just a reflection. Okay. The kitchen, though, doesn't need too much more. I feel like it's looking pretty good. We don't want to over clutter it. Maybe we could add like a potted something right here. That might be nice. Let's try that. Let's see. What should we find? We're going to go with potted. I use, can I curse on live? I don't know. I use the shit out of Google Shopping, just so you know. Hot tip. Potted faux cactus. So we want like a tabletop size, something that'll be nice, that'll sit on the top of the table. That's kind of, it's not a cactus, but I kind of like that. Okay, so I'm going to open that in a new tab. I'm going to keep moving. Ooh! That's the ticket. Okay, 26 inches high. 14 by 25. That's sweet. I wonder if we should use that. Do you think we should use that on the centerpiece instead? Let's look at that. Good find, Google. I like how it has a little bit of that like rust in there. It has a little pink too, which I think will be fine. I don't think it's going to kill us to have a little pink. But I really like how it has that rust color. Yeah, let's do that. That's fun. That's fun. Go us. All right. Let's see. So nice. All right. Moving on though. We still need our potted one for the counter. We don't want it too tall. Is this right? Is that the right price? Oh, it's a small, it's not in a pot really. I don't want to deal with that. That's kind of cool. It could be like linear. How big are you? Oh, it might be too big. Let's take a look. What's your height, sir? Oh, it lies. It says potted. That's not a pot. Doesn't come with the, oh, stinkers. That's not a pot. I wouldn't call that a pot. Like, this is a pot. They made it very much seem like it came with this pot. I mean, I guess, is it going to suggest it for me? Maybe we could add it, I guess. But it also might be too tall. Yeah, that's too tall for us. That's too tall for our countertop. Okay, ignored. Okay. That's not panning out as well as I would hope. Let's go to Wayfair. Oh, come on. Cactus. This one we're already using in the entry. It's so loud. I hope you guys aren't hearing all the background noise. If you are, I don't know what to tell you other than sorry. Let's see about this. How big are you? Size 1 or size 8? What is size 8? 10 by 10 by 7. Whoa, size 8 is 400. Why? Okay, I don't understand the difference. What's the difference here? Okay, hold tight. Okay, pause for a moment. Just gonna go ahead and do this live because like I don't know what I'm doing here anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll just put this up here. Great, this will be great. And then like if I need to go for a minute, then I can do that, right? I don't know. Or hopefully you guys are seeing this too. Hard to say. Okay. I will BRB. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Let's swap back to our little screeny screen here. I mostly just wanted to test that out and see how all of this is going. I have no idea if this is working or not. Like if you're watching, just let me know. Let me know if this is working. And if you see me or see anything really. Hopefully. I'd be so embarrassed if it didn't, but this whole thing is embarrassing for me, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, still not sure what the difference is between like the size 8 and the other size. Looks cheap, very small. Okay, we don't want this. Let's see. What else might we want? Something like this. Okay, no. Okay, cactus in planter. Let's try that. I want something like, oh, that, no, $300 again. Like, there's a time and a place for spending money like in your short-term rental, but it's just not necessary everywhere. We'll open that guy up. Let's see what else we have here. That's too tidy. 8-inch. Let's try that. Okay. Let's check. This looks, oh, there's only one left in stock. Guarantee you it will not be available when they go to purchase it. So we might just ignore it out of principle, even if it has good reviews. Let's see. This is 109, does not have good reviews. Why is this such a challenge? 14-inch cactus. Good reviews. Okay. 14 inches seems like it would be a good size here. 10 by 10 by 14. Yeah, that's nice. My kids are fighting out there. Sorry. I'm going to have to watch the playback to see how much noise comes through. We're going to drop this here. We'll just put that over there so they know where to put it. We're going to bring another bigger one right here just so they can actually see that it's something that needs to be purchased. Okay. All right, I'm not sold on that. It's fine. It's fine. We'll come back to it. Now I feel like it's like top heavy. It's like upside down pear shaped. It's weird. Okay, it's bothering me. Now let's move to the bedrooms. I'm going to close out my tabs. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with 8,000 trillion. Oh yeah, there was this. What is this? What about this? How big are you? Oh. This is nice. Does it come with the whole base and everything? I can't quite tell. I think it does. It says potted. Okay. I like this one. I think I like this the best. What do you think? Do you like it? We're going with this. Either way, we're going. The other thing I like to look for is like the best image of it in like the best position, and then ideally something that we can remove the background from. Let's get this out of here. That weird little pear thing. Pear cactus, not a thing. So I copy it from the website, right click it, copy it, come back over, paste it onto my Canva, and I'm going to come back over. I'm going to grab the link. I'm going to make sure the image is highlighted, and I'm going to Command V, paste it right on there. I'm going to drag her back here so they know where it goes. It's not to scale. None of this is actually to scale. It's like to like a best estimate of scale, but it's good enough. And then I'm going to drag it, leave that right there so they can see it. And then just to tidy it up, I'm going to put it behind the faucet. Maybe I'll flip it. Should we flip it? Let's see how it looks. No. Yeah. Okay. Great. That feels better. Moving on to the bedroom. First bedroom is down here on the main level, and the furniture is already great in here. I don't think we need this bench. We'll see if we can find anywhere else for the bench. TV is in a super awkward spot, but I mean, If you must have a TV in the room, where else would it go? Do not know. There's nowhere else for it. So I guess that's just what it is. I like the rug a lot in here too. So we're going to build on that in what we have done so far. And I like the chair. I like the table. I like the nightstands. I like the bed. What's not working in here for shizzle is the art. And I feel like we could bring a little more interest in here without going overboard. And then I think we need to add some better art, a little more color, and then update the bedding and light fixtures. So here's what I've got. Not that. Originally, I was thinking about wallpaper on this wall, but I feel like it's too much. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot in here. Like, then it's gonna, we're not like, this is not a bachelorette house, right? It's not. So I don't think we're gonna do that wallpaper. I might actually just get rid of it. I don't know. What do you think? We're gonna do wallpaper somewhere else, and I'm gonna keep that wallpaper. Like, I also, the other thing I do is like I drop things on like a random page that I know I want to use somewhere, but I haven't found a spot for it yet. Like, here's the horse, here's that mirror from the entry, here's that wallpaper. So anyway, yeah, we're not gonna get rid of it forever, but here's the other concept. My other thought was, what if we painted this like a terracotta? God, this is gonna drive me crazy. So not the whole room, but just adding some accent in here. So not like just an accent wall either, because that can be, they have a time and a place, but like, I'm not gonna lie, accent walls are getting a little tired. So if you can kind of like integrate it and pull it and make it feel more cohesive, that's a nice way to go about things. So my thought is, what if we go with that terracotta? The color actually is Benjamin Moore Audubon Russet, and it looks like a really pretty color. So, but I think, what if we did this and then did this over here? So it like, that color is going to kind of like step down behind this chair. And then this is going to be still the white. So it's going to be like a half and half kind of thing. And I think it's going to be a sweet look. And then we're going to keep our rug, which is going to pull all our tones in. We're going to add a nicely sized art piece that kind of carries that like feel of the windows over here, but it's going to bring in a little bit more neutral and like negative space to this wall that now has more color on it. And then I found this pillow on Amazon, actually. So usually I'll look at Etsy for pillows and pillow covers. I love Etsy because they have really good prices on like Kilim and like Turkish and Moroccan pillow covers. But this client particularly had an issue ordering through Etsy last time, and the order would like never go through, and the credit card, it was this whole thing. So they asked not to use Etsy. So I found some other great options on Amazon, and this is one of them. The colors are literally perfect in here. So that's that. For the bed, let's shift back over here. This is not like the most beautiful thing in the world, but since we haven't chosen all the furniture and we're using like existing furniture, we really want to show the furniture with everything else for the refresh. So our clients can at least get an idea of like what's going with what and where it's going. So even if it's not like the most perfect thing, this is what we like to do. And let's see. What I've done so far here is I did add an art piece up here. I love the colors of this. I think it's so beautiful. I like the vintage feel, and I think it ties in nicely with kind of the like little bit more vintage rug, but then we have the modern as well. So I think that's going to be a really nice touch. I'm getting rid of them. We don't need them. Goodbye. Now I also added a new bed blanket at the bottom. So that's just going to bring a little bit of pattern, still keeping it neutral. And then we need lights, so I want to do sconces in here, either that or like super tall lamps. But I think that like plug-in sconces are going to look the best just to kind of transition the height of this art. I do think we're going to want that, or like arm sconces, something like that. Anyway, we're going to look in a sec. And then we also need to find pillows for up here. So those will be our next steps. And otherwise, I think, you know, this room, what else? Do we need anything else in here? I think we'll put the bench somewhere else. We don't need to overdo it. Like, it's not a huge space. So, yeah. Yep. That's all we need. We just need the pillows. The fan's fine. It kind of disappears up there. It's great. We need the pillows and we need the lights. That's what I said, the lights. We need those. So, let's try Wayfair for the plug-in sconces. The more you're around for this, the more you'll realize like that I just have go-to things stored in my brain of like where the best items might be found. If I'm not sure, I'm going to Google it. Google shopping is a tremendous resource. It's a tremendous resource for like keywords, if you know your keywords. And this is all stuff that if you're interested in learning, I got to plug my computer in here. If you're interested in learning, I teach all of this like step by step with so much information in the STR Design for Hosts complete Airbnb design course. So it's going to be like how to use Canva step by step, how to determine your style, like how to figure out the right story and foundation for determining your style, how to use keywords from that story and pull that into your sourcing, how to do the layouts and the furniture placement. It's all in the STR Design for Hosts complete Airbnb design program. And I think that in the description, I have courses linked. So you'll just want to go to strdesignforhosts.com, and then it's the master class is the one that you're going to want. It teaches everything. We've had over 100 students now, and they've crushed it. We've had so many amazing designs come through the course. So if it's something that you want to learn, if you want to learn like how we do this like step by step instead of watching me do this for like 8 hours, then you can do it there. Anyway, so I have Wayfair in my brain, and that's where we're going. I need to find, okay, power source. We want plug-in. I don't want them in a refresh to have to go in and like wire the walls for sconces. So let's see what we can find here on Wayfair. I have something in my mind that's like, man, honestly, like this. Oh, it's so good, but it's really expensive. It's too much money. All right, let's see if we can find anything else that's less, that looks similar. $350. Okay. So this is the value of gosh, I hate to like do this. I hate to tell people to shop their designers, but it's the age we live in. Like if you're working with virtual design, like your designer should be trying to get you the best price on things. And if they're not, like, then you can deal with that with them. They might have stuff in their contract. Hard to say. All I'm saying right now is that like this is $425 on Wayfair, right? Okay. Now we search it. How much was it? $425. They're $75 cheaper each. Oh, that's not the same, is it? Oh, it's the same, right? Nope. See, okay, got myself in trouble here. Way more expensive on lumens, but that's not always the case. Like, I guess it goes backwards then. So this is $529 on lumens, and it is $425 on Wayfair, and that's Wayfair Pro. But if you're furnishing properties, you should be using Wayfair Pro. Anywho, I feel silly, but not that silly, because this is how we do this whole thing. And a lot of times you can find a lot better price on something. Oh, that's so pretty. by Google image searching. Let's see if we can find anything else that's similar, or no, I'm not really seeing anything like it. It's so unique. It's so pretty. All right, well, nope. I like these other ones, but I feel like I really like the arm. I like the height of this one. So, but yeah, it's too much money. We're not going to buy that. The other thing we can do if we find something we like is we come down to the compare similar items, or like the you might also like. And that's a really good place to get additional ideas for things when something's out of stock or if it's too expensive. I'm not seeing anything here. Okay, let's pop out. We're going to keep going. This is a possibility, I suppose. I don't like it as much as the other one. I want something just unique but kind of simple. And if you can't find something, or if it's too expensive, then sometimes you have to just go with, oh, $8.81. Gosh, I have expensive taste. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that like will find the things that I love, and then I go to look at the price and I'm like, oh, okay, well, yep, that's why. This one's not bad. I always also open in a new tab, just like hot tip. I open in a new tab so that then I can go back to my search when I need or want to. Let's try this. I think that could be cool. And it would like, I think we'd want it to sit kind of like, well, how big is it? Maybe more centered over the nightstand. And then it could pivot in 35 inches. Oh yeah, I think that'll be cool. So it's not going to let me any closer. I can look at it here. Okay. So if we started it like here, then where's 35? Yeah, that's going to be sweet. We want to make sure it's hung high enough that like it's not going to get in the way of people's heads. But if it's kind of centered here, then they can like pivot, like swivel in towards the middle, and then it'll make like a really cool effect with that art that's in the middle, and the height is going to transition nicely. Let's do that. I think that'll be good. This is another option. This one's way better priced, and we're still going to get a good, like the same effect. Okay. And that's going to be a little bigger. A little bigger. Okay. Maybe like here. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it needs to be even higher. Now I'm wishing that it was like a up light instead of a down light. All right, we're gonna keep looking. This is how design works. Like I keep wanting to apologize, but like that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of me going live. So you can like actually see what all of this takes, right? This is pricey. 47. Oh, and it's really big. Oh, I guess it can get smaller though. I don't know, guys. Oh, here. Is this the same one? Did it not just say that it was more expensive than that? Okay. I feel like I'm going crazy. It does not have great reviews though, so we'll just keep going. Keep on going. If there's under 4 stars, like I just skip it. And we just move on with our lives. So that's just a fun fact. I'm not loving this right now. Let's try Amazon. Amazon has great light fixtures. let's do plug in arm sconce. That one's nice. Huh. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Now we're going to pick the one we want. Again, sorry if you can hear the background. Maybe I should like get off of this and listen back to it so that I don't have to like keep being self-conscious about it. Let's see, which position do we want to show? Not that one. Maybe this one. Yeah, that's cool, right? I think that's cool. I like this. Maybe we even put it like, yeah. Let's double check our size here just to make sure that like conceptually this is accurate. Where are you, size? Measurements. There we go. 21. Okay, so that one's smaller. Interesting. 20. That's actually, I feel like that's good for us because we don't want it too big. So I'm just gonna 20. Okay, so we might bring it a little closer. I think that's probably about right. Yeah, this is cool. I'm a fan. We'll see if it sticks, right? Okay, now I'm gonna duplicate it and then I'm gonna flip it. Yeah, nice. All right, pillows in here. We don't want it to be too busy. And we already have a couple of stripes going on. So we have this stripe, like a vintage rug stripe. We have this stripe. And then we do want a little something, like we want it to contrast against this headboard. And we also want it to like bring in a little bit more, but what do we want? Let's see. What do we want? Let me think for a second. Maybe let's go to spoonflower. Let's go to spoonflower. Spoonflower, you can do all sorts of custom things. They have so many patterns for days, patterns for everything, patterns for every pattern, patterns for every color and style and all of the things. And you can also get it. You can get wallpaper, you can get fabric, you can get home decor. So I'm going in for extra long lumbar throw pillow. That's where I'm headed. Look at all these. And now let's see, I might try geography. Oh, I haven't seen that before. That's neat. Maybe I'll try what's topic? Nature, outdoors, desert. Oh my gosh, how cool. That's the first time I've actually really used that. That's neat. So now we're just gonna scroll. And if I don't find something I'm in love with right away, I'm gonna use my go-to, which is Holly Zellinger. Don't know how you say her name. That's not bad. Maybe I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So my favorite artist on Spoonflower is Holly Zellinger. She has like such good stuff. Holly Zollinger. Sorry, guys. We could even do, oh, dang. We could even do a bolster pillow of that, right? Let's try it. We can try anyway. Pillow sham? No, that's not. Okay, hold on. Come on. Is it not available as a bolster pillow? Oh, cheese and rice, guys. Come on. That's annoying. Throw pillow? Maybe? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's try this. It might be too similar, but maybe we need... Oh, this is fun. Okay, so let's start with this, and then we're gonna grab maybe like a couple of other pillows that are more... that bring a little bit more contrast. That's the word I'm looking for. More contrast. And we're gonna look... oh wait, hold on. Cannot forget. Don't forget my link, because that tab gets closed. Not gonna be happy. Yeah, I don't like that one as well. It's too like... it's not pretty enough. The other thing we can look at here is if there are any other similar options that we like. I like this a lot. I like the colors, but I don't like the layout of the hold on, BRB. Maybe if I can figure this out. We will be right back. Okay, back again. Justin just came to ask if I wanted chicken nuggets, so I don't know how that's going to work out with live, because I'm going to keep hanging out and designing here, and maybe we'll just hang out and eat some chicken nuggets together. Basically, I like this. I don't like the layout. Why does it look like that on here? Okay, this is different. Still don't like it. Nope, it's not right. But I like the color and I like the idea. Medium scale. Interesting. This one says medium scale. Boop, boop, boop. What else do we have? That's kind of fun. Oh, look at all the colors. No. But see, oh, the rabbit hole. Look it. Did we just find a smaller version of the iCat? We surely did. If they had one in between those two, that would be something special. Also, those are different. I like the other one better, but let's try this. Yeah, no. Ain't right. We're going down the rabbit hole here. This is how we do. I feel like we already have too much stripe. Otherwise, that one's really fun, actually. Let's try that. Holly Zollinger again. Hey, girl. Yeah. Okay, we could try that. I feel like this might not be right either. I don't know. Maybe it is right. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. That's okay. We'll come back to it.
Making ramen too.
No, I'm good with the nuggies. Thank you. Thanks, babe.
Love you.
Love you too. Doggy delivery. I'm just gonna mute it. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to make you listen to me chew. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some shams behind it. I actually really like this. I like it more than anticipated. I feel like the stripes are actually fine because they're not just stripes. You know what I mean? Okay, and then I like, Target's pretty good for standard bedding. You could also try Amazon, but I'd like to try Target first. So I'm looking for something that is going to give me a little bit of contrast with what I already have going. Wish they had more pictures. These are terrible pictures. What the flip, Casaluna? Okay. Why aren't those better? Do better. We'll keep on trucking. I don't even know what I have in my mind for this right now. Oops, no, not a window. That's all they have. Wow, okay. Microfiber, oh, micro waffle. Black. I don't know why I feel like this could maybe work. Let's try. It might work. Let's see. Backward. No, I don't know. I think it's too dark. I thought I wanted the contrast, but I feel like it's too dark. All right, what do we need here? What do we need? Maybe these. Let's try this. We don't really have blue in here. There's a little blue, but sometimes bringing in like a little bit of that extra, I do think that's pretty. I wonder if this blanket has any option for a dark blue. If not, it's not like the end of the world, but oh, I don't know. Pinstripe. I wonder if it is blue. I think it actually might be blue. How do I know that? I don't know. Let's see. No. Let's see what these say. Yeah. I don't know, but I think the blue is going to look nice there. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think that's where we're going to go with. Sorry, there's another plane. If you've been here for a while, then you know. Alaska. In Alaska, a lot of float planes, a lot of helicopters. All right. This is going to be a really pretty room. We're keeping our nightstands. Yep. I'm a fan. Okay. I think that's all we needed in here. Now we're going to move on. I have not even begun on the next spaces, so we're going to do it all together. I usually come back and do the bathrooms and hallways at the end. So we'll do all the bedrooms first. And then I like to do that because it just kind of helps like set the stage for what comes in the other areas. The bedrooms are kind of like, and the living areas are like the focal point, and then the other spaces are not focal points. They're like the additions, they're accessories to the focal points. In here, we do need to look at a layout. This room, where are we? Why am I so confused? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Isn't it? No? Yes? No? Okay. Yeah, that's right. Why did I get so turned around out here? How strange. Okay, floor 2. There we go. Oh, because it's all weird. That makes more sense. Let's see what our room size is here. 12, like almost 13 feet by, we're only going to be able to go over here, 11 feet, 12, so 12, 13 by 12. A standard king bed, it's going to be a little small, I think, but let's take a look. King bed is 76 inches wide by 80 inches long. And so that is 76 is 6'4" wide. Ooh, it'll work. By 80, which is 6'8". So, oh yeah, we totally have space. It's just like deceiving for some reason. So, why is it doing that? I just want to like, again, so our refresh package does not include furniture layouts. So I'm not going to put all this into 3D and build it out in our 3D model. But since I have a Matterport and I've worked with our clients before and they're really, really nice, I am going to do this and suggest furniture for them at no additional cost. Just because they're nice. I don't normally do that. But what does that leave us with here for nightstands? It still leaves us like, because that's not even centered. So it leaves us a decent amount. I'm going to try to keep our nightstands under 2 feet, just, you know, just because. And then really, we could even keep this in here. We can take that out. We'll take out the bench thing, but this can stay. And, oh, we can't take out the bench thing. J frickin' K. Is this built in? I can't tell. Well, that's going to have to be like a question mark Why am I'm like squinting down as if I can see around it. I can't. This is on the computer. Come on, Paige. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this? Let's find out. We could scooch the bed over, right? So that's one thing we could do. If we go over 2 feet, that's the absolute least. That's the absolute least you want to have, but you know, it'll be all right. Everything will be fine. So we're going to come down, we'll come down 7 just for good measure. We're coming over 6'4", coming back to the wall. Okay. Good enough. That's going to give us how much left? 2'9". Perfect. So we're going to split the diff. That's 2 foot, that's 2'8". So we're going to go 2'4" on either side of the bed. And that should be good. And we're just, again, we're going to make sure that our nightstands are probably closer to like 20 inches just to make sure we don't end up with any issues when they put stuff in. Cool. We're going to add a rug in here too. So how much space do we have for a rug? Okay, we can do an 8x10. Grand. Cool. Where's my floor? We'll bring the floor in first. And then I'm going to go look at what I already have from elsewhere that I want to be reusing. We could use this guy in here. That's fun. And then I also really like, I like both of these rugs. Which one do we like the best with it? Let's see. I'm going to mute so I can eat some more nuggets. Okay, sorry, done with my nuggies. You're welcome. That you didn't have to eat. Didn't have to listen. My words fail me frequently. Lucky you didn't have to listen to me chewing up dino nuggies for 5 minutes there. They were delicious though. Okay, so found a bed, living spaces. It is a little bit longer than I originally planned for, but it's going to be fine. Came back, measured this. I think we'll use this guy above. Love this rug here. It is pricey, but we'll see. Maybe they'll go for it. We're going to total everything up at the end. And we'll just see kind of where we're at with things. They did not give me a budget. They just said whatever feels right, but also, you know, we don't need to go too crazy. Sedona, though, you're going to make your money back, which is the nice thing. If you do a good job, you do it well, you have a high-end place, like, you're going to make the money back. So I'm not worried about using like higher quality, more statement pieces in this house, but we're not going to, I also don't just like recklessly spend other people's money. So, where are we going to go now? I guess let's try Wayfair. Or we can go back. Let's try living spaces again. And don't forget, we need smaller nightstands here. So they're going to have to be like more like accent tables. Or side tables. Those are boring as hell. Ooh, that's fun. 21 inch. Is that 21 inches high? Usually. Yeah, 14 by 14 by 21 high. Okay, let's look at how tall, if we can. That's going to be kind of short, but it might be okay if the bed's not too tall. Footboard clearance, footboard height is 20. No, they're not giving us what we need. So that's 7. I'm going to guess 14. Because if that's 7 and the whole thing is like 21, 7 times 3 is 21. That looks like it could be, those could be equal. This is how we estimate. I'm going to guess 7. So that's going to put this at 14. It looks like we have like a 1 inch here. Oh, there's way more of an inset. Holy moly. Okay, so there's going to have to be a box spring. You can see here how it's like set below really far. The slats go like at the bottom of the rail instead of like at the top of the rail, which again, different ways, but it's less common these days, more often to have like a platform bed. Anyway, so a standard box, this is going to be 7. A standard box spring is 9 inches, which means that's going to be 2 inches above. So that means we have 7 plus 7. No, 7 plus 9 is, what is it? 16. It's 16. Okay. So then let's say we have like a 10-inch mattress, which is the lowest side of standard that we would want. So that's going to put us at 26 inches, which means that all of that to say that a 21-inch height table is going to be 5 inches lower, which I think is shorter than I would like to go. But this is sweet. So I'm going to copy this and we're going to keep it around in case we need it anywhere else. Just drop this over here since we're already using these. We'll put that there. Will not forget my link so that I can find it again later. Okay, moving on. Maybe we'll try. Oh, height. Goody. None of those. None of those are what we want. Well, let's try side and end tables. Why can't I filter this one by height? Well, what the hell? Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, that's sweet too. If it were more More wider's not a thing we say. Nope, none of these either. Well, all right. So moving on to, let's go back. Where are we gonna go? Let's go to Wayfair again. I'm gonna just skip over to Jocelyn, Maine. These days, when I have like higher end clients and I'm not trying to cut every possible bit out of the budget I can, I really do like to eat. It's so much easier to find like the good stuff quickly when you go directly to like Birch Lane or Jocelyn, Maine, or even All Modern. But that's like just much more curated. So, all right. But we can also filter by height here. That's really cute. But oh, where am I missing it? Size. Standard 18 to 28. We're going to say minimum of 26 inches. See what we come up with here. I'm feeling, I don't know why, but I'm feeling round here. That's not bad. That's kind of cute though. Maybe let's look at that. But I'm feeling round for some reason. It's just what my brain is telling me. But we need to find like the right combination of height and availability and size. That's 18 and a half. That should work actually. Oh, I kind of like this. Let's look at it though. Hold on. Sorry, I'm back. I forgot to change the little screen thing. But just had to talk to Justin because he said our appraisal came back on our house in Craig and it appraised actually higher, way higher than we thought it would. So that's great. Fancy. All right, let's close out some tabs here that we don't need. Do we need all these? Maybe we do. All right, where were we? We were here. Here we were. Now, this is nice. It's little, but like it's cute. It's fun. I think let's use this. Let's go with it. And then these are little guys. So again, we're either going to do sconces or we're going to do like some little skinny lamps. My leaning is always sconces, but I don't know. I don't want to over sconce it, right? All right, let's look at lamps. Table lamps. What we want is something narrow. And tall. It doesn't have to be super tall, but I don't love short lamps, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if we could use the lamps from downstairs. Let's look at that. What about these? No, I don't like the texture of those. Well, maybe I do. Hold up. Do a little screenshot here. So I'm on a Mac, so I just do Command-Shift-5 and then I like hover over it. I don't know if you can see that online. Might not be able to, but Command-Shift-5 and then I screenshot. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And I copy it to my clipboard when I screenshot. Then I'll move over here. We'll drop her in. I'm gonna remove the background. Oh, it did remove the whole background. That's nice. I like that actually. That's good. That's good. Let's do that. Okay, fun. Why am I getting a messenger notification? I am on Do Not Disturb. That's annoying. This is feeling nice. What height are these? And what height was our bed? I forget. My brain's all over the place. Okay, so that. I feel like those aren't actually 27. Uh-huh. Yeah, 2 feet. That feels more correct to me anyway. So yeah, this is probably just about exactly right in terms of sizing. That's cool. I like it. That's going to be a nice little spot. And then we also, what else do we have going on in here? Do we want to add any like color? Maybe in here might be a nice wallpaper wall. Oh, we have to go back upstairs. There we go. In here. Okay, we have our little bench over here too, which is really deep. How wide is that? 6 feet. So that's actually like basically a twin bed there. That'll be nice. That's so nice when you have something like that, like in, I'm gonna make sure that we're looking correct here. You guys, that didn't measure out right. Did it? 10'9". Is that right? I feel like I'm questioning this now. Yeah, okay. No, we're fine. We're good, right? Okay, math. So 6'4", 7'4", 8'4", 9'4", 10'4". Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, all right, we're fine. But something, I feel like this could be spiced up a little. Maybe like a custom cushion. Maybe just with pillows. Let's think. What do we want in here? I think this pot is too small. We can use this somewhere else though. So I'm gonna grab you on my screenshot. And it might be a good place for a full-length mirror. I'm trying to see how much space we have. I think we have a good spot. Yeah, we have a good spot here. If we move this plant out of the way. Totally. Okay, so we're going to do a full-length mirror there. And the plant, where's the plant going to go? I don't know yet, but it'll go somewhere. Maybe we can bring those from downstairs. I think there are 2 of them in the living room. It's a weirdly laid out house. It must be built like into the hill or something. I've never been there, obviously. Let's check out the size of these pillows. I think they're big. These actually look like big chairs. We might need to consider. No, they're not. No, maybe not. Okay. Let's try again. Yeah, that's okay. 22. Perfect. Parfait, as they say in France. Those are fun there. Then what are we going to put in? What are we going to do here? Maybe something blue. No, I don't want to fight with the blue here. Let's see. Do we get our link for this? Now we have the link for that. My brain like just stopped working. Isn't this fun for us? Maybe, all right, what are we gonna do in here? Ugh. Maybe like a dark color on that wall would be pretty. Like if we did like urbane bronze. That might be really nice in there. And it's okay if it's dark. Or what if we just did the ceiling in urbane bronze? Okay, let's go here. Let's investigate. I like that it's kind of like a darky, kind of like charcoal color. but it's still a little warm, like it's not cold, which I really like about Urbane Bronze. It's a really solid, like if you're going for a dark color, Urbane Bronze can't go wrong. That's not true. You can always go wrong with paint, but I think that could be pretty. So you have a lower ceiling in here, you know? And you would think, sometimes you would think that like going dark makes a room feel smaller, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it adds like contrast and depth to a space that, oh, that's nice to know. We have that guy too. Okay. The other thing we need to consider in here is storage for guests. So what are we going to do about that? Because people want somewhere to put their stuff. We don't really need that big of a TV in here. It would be convenient to leave all of this as is, but it's not necessary to leave all of this as is. So what we can do would be, I'm just thinking this through, to do like a smaller closet hanging unit thing in here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Something like this. Yeah. 45 inches. Thinking it all through. It's hard doing this on live. You guys are just gonna have to like probably get used to me zoning out and going quietly off into thought in my own little world. But I'll bring it all back around, don't worry. So what I'm trying to think through here is this. So do we put that like over here, that little closet thingy? And then if so, what's going under the TV? And how is that gonna like, it's gonna be weird. Or what could we do? We could get something like, oh, well, hold on, my brain. Oh, currently unavailable, you son of a biscuit. Wide open. No, we're gonna say extra long open media cabinet. I have an idea. I'm just not gonna articulate it yet. 65 is not long enough, I fear. Maybe like multiple 65. I want, there's, oh, okay, hold on. BRB again. Okay, I'm back. I found what I was looking for, and I had to go into another client project to find it, and I didn't want to, like, I don't know, make you wait when you couldn't see what I was doing. So anyway, this is what I have in my brain. This is 118 inches wide. Let's see. That should work fine. Ooh. So that would be 9'10". Is that right? Yeah, it seems right. Okay. And then what's our depth? Because where's the door? How much depth do we have to the door? It's really hard to tell. This isn't going to work if we cannot open the door around it. Ooh, might be close, might be close, might be able to do it. What's your depth? Please. Oh, sweet. Okay, I think it's going to work. Okay. So we're going to put this across the here, back wall here, and it's real long. Okay. So it's going to go like that. And then we're going to grab our link, put that in. We're going to go back to Amazon. And we're going to go back to pipe. Close it. System. And I just want the hanging ones, I think. No, maybe I don't. What do I want? Okay, I'm inching closer. I'm inching closer to having the right thing in my mind here. $40. So 40 plus 40 is 80. I think we would want think let's see what a 60-inch TV size is. 52. So that's going to be 80 plus 52 is 132. So that's too big. Let's see what a 50-inch. 43. 120. Okay. Now maybe we could find one that's just a little skinnier. Something similar. That's like 30 inches. Wouldn't that be nice? That's also 39. If you ever thought that design was really easy, think again, friend. What I want is I want to put some of these on top of that media cabinet so we can put a TV in between. That's what I want to do. And then we will have our hanging. Everything will be great. But I cannot find one that is the right size. Why? Ugh. And I don't just want the wall hanging one because I want shelves too. Although that might be what we have to end up with. It's not ideal. It's not what I want. I want shelves. Killing me here. Amazon. Where is it? All right, maybe we have to come back to this. This is what I do when I get stuck. I move on, and then I come back later. Okay, let's ignore it. Let's ignore the problem, pretend it doesn't exist. I'm gonna just grab a TV here. Okay, put that there. Cool. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our mirror. Wayfair and Amazon are both good places. Wayfair sometimes has some good pricing on these, like where you can find more interesting ones for good prices. So we're gonna go into full-length mirrors. And we don't need a really expensive one in here is the thing. That one's fun. Let's use that. I like how the size works well. Or I mean the color. I really am getting tired. I don't know why I got so tired all of a sudden. Does that happen to you? Like, do you get exhausted at any given point in the day? I feel like I need a Diet Coke or something. No, go this way. No, go that way. Yeah, we're good on that size. So what is that for the 71 by 31? 289. That's not bad really for what it is. Let's see if we can find a better image. Okay. Actually, that's gonna have a hard time, I think, with the background mover. So what I'm gonna do is, plane. 10th plane of the day. Is I'm just gonna highlight just this, because when you bring it in, even if you crop it in Canva, it still tries to remove the background from the whole image you brought in. So if there's like something in the way of making the background eliminate, right? Oh, that's still weird though. We're just gonna fix it. But if there's something in the way, plain, okay, we'll just wait. Okay, if there's something in the way, then you can just screenshot it on like the site that you're getting it from without that weird thing in the way. And then you bring it into Canva and it has an easier time with the background. So, hot tip, you are welcome. We'll pull this to the side a little more. Okay. There's that. Let's get our linkies. Linkaroo. Now, oh yeah, nothing there because we're gonna need our hangies. I guess we have shelves, right? Like, maybe we don't need shelves there. It's okay. We'll come back to it. Got our dark ceiling. What are we missing here? Pillows. We're missing pillows. What do we want in here? I feel like this will be really fun for people who just want something on in the background. Just me talking at you for hours. You're welcome. Maybe we do just need hooks. Hanging things. Good Lord. That. Right? What's your width? $35. Ooh. That might work. Because that's, well, I guess it's 36. So 36 plus 36. What did we decide that the TV was? 36 plus, was it 43? 115. Oh my gosh, it's perfect, you guys. All right, done. Done. Get a good picture of it somewhere. It's metal, right? Heavy duty industrial pipe clothing rack. Storage. What is it made out of? I just want to make sure it's not made out of plastic. Metal. Okay. Cool. This will work. Nope, we gotta go like this. We're just gonna take what we need from screenshot. And then we're gonna bring her in over here. And they can hang it up here. And if we do white along the wall, then it'll be kind of like, it won't be in the way when, you won't notice it when it's not being used. It won't feel like it's just like weird stuff floating there. I think that's going to work out quite well for us. Grand. Now, I do feel like we could probably use one more art piece in here or something. Maybe something like architectural. What does that mean? That means, where did we go? That means something that's not art or a mirror. It's like something that doesn't normally like go on the wall. Architectural. So that would be like a basket or something made out of wood, that kind of thing. Just thinking this all through. No, we don't need anything there. Okay, let's find ourselves some bedding. And here I think that a cantha quilt might be nice. We're gonna have to get that from Amazon again. Usually I go to Etsy, but we're not doing Etsy for this client. So we're gonna say king cantha quilt. I've gotten this one before. It's really pretty. We have that in our Colorado house. Ooh. Is this gonna mess with our colors? Yeah, it's too dark. What do we even want in here? Something that brings in the colors from here, for sure. But we don't want it to be too bright either. It's pretty fun though. I don't know. That's kind of neat. What do you think? I kind of like that. In which case these don't go in here anymore. Uh-oh. What's happening to my Wi-Fi? That's not what we want. Remove background. Okay. Is it too bright? I like it. All right, I like it. I think we're gonna stick with it for the moment. It's hard to tell. It might not be that bright in like real life too, you know? I think it's gonna be fun. Okay. Now we need some pillows. Let's do some Amazon browsing. Ooh. Might be changing my mind here. This is neat. Can we bring our other pillows back in if we do that? No, but that's okay. I like that. I think, which one do you like better? Which one's better, the bright red or the blue? The blue's like more subtle, it's more muted, it's pretty, but that red is fun. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do right now. Okay, it's all right. Everything's gonna be okay. We could bring this in here. No, I don't think the colors work. What could we bring in here to just bring a little more fun? No, those muted colors from the rug are so pretty, but like I don't know what to tie in with them here. It's okay, maybe we don't need anything else really. Nope, 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 nope. But we do need pillows. Okay. No, they don't have it in a king. Well, that ruins everything. It's fine. Everything's fine. We'll put it in another room. We'll just put it in another room. It's fine. That answers our question, which is great. That's great for us. But we need our link. Okay. Move that out. Here we go. Bring that back in. Just kind of bring it across the bed so that we get the vibes. And now we need some pillows. I think let's go like cream colored. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe like something light, beige maybe. Let's try beige. Textured. Hello. Covers. Super drawn to the fluffy ones. It's not the best desert texture though, I feel like. Maybe it's kind of like sheep, you know? Neutral oatmeal might be nice. It's kind of pretty. That's fun, right? Kind of like desert sheepy. I don't know, guys. Feels like it's working though, so we're gonna go with it. If it works, don't mess with it. They do also have these blue. That could be pretty with that horsey. Ooh. This has got to go somewhere else so it's not messing with me. Okay. What do we think? What about the blue? Kind of pulls a little from the rug. That's pretty fun. I think we're going to try the blue. We'll leave the other ones there just in case we change our minds. Okay. Hold tight. Okay, back again. Okay, I am about done with this for today because my brain's not working anymore. But I will be back working on this again. Can you see my dog? He's being a psychopath back there. Balto, what are you doing? Oh my. All right. Anyway, I'll be back again working on this again on Friday if you want to come hang out and enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure and bring questions next time, and hopefully maybe we'll actually get some people